All right. Welcome. I'm Denise Haynes, and I'm the owner of Detroit Book City. And we are so proud to bring to you guys a children's virtual author talk. We are celebrating the 103rd year for Children's Book Week. And we are so proud to be a part of this initiative. I can't express. This is our third year participating. And this year we seem to be a little bit more in tune with the whole initiative of getting kids excited about reading during the summer months. If you know who we are, Detroit Book City, you know we've been around for 5 years. We've been in this new location since January 5th. And we are so excited to be back. I'm dragging a little bit because it's the evening time. I've been up since 5. So bear with me as we float through this great experience tonight in meeting 5 aspiring authors who decided to partake in this event as well. If you are not familiar with Children's Book Week, let me tell you what Children's Book Week is all about. It's first of all sponsored and hosted by everychildareader.net. And they believe in introducing children to the magic of reading. It's heroes work. Okay, they support a diverse network of heroes, including educators, caregivers, librarians, booksellers, of course, Detroit Book City, by connecting book creators with communities and providing literacy tools and resources and championing young people's voices. And they do it through a variety of fun and free and engaging activities twice a year. And that's in May and November. So this is exciting. We love this part of the bookstore, just celebrating kids and celebrating books and getting them excited and hoping that they'll become an avid reader for life, right? So that's what this whole initiative is about, is getting kids ready for the summer months. And and when you next time you run across a kid, ask them, how do you book? So we're excited. Let's get started. It's about 3 minutes before we meet our first guest, children's book author. Her name is Naomi Dunson White. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about her real quick. She is a dynamic author. I went to her page really quick because I want to read verbatim who Naomi Dunson White is. She's a children's book author who loves to inspire and encourage children to use their imagination and interests to discover their potential. She uses her experience as an educator and foster care specialist and mom to write educational children's books that focus on diversity, self-discovery, self-determination. Some really, really good factors on some character building for kids for the summer months, right? Naomi always been a book lover. She believes that encouraging children to become book lovers is one of the greatest opportunities a person can have. She also believes that all children have a gift within, just waiting to be discovered. It's up to us, the adults in their lives, to help them discover it. The joy of reading is the first step toward discovery. I totally agree, Naomi. I totally agree. So I am going to share with you 2 books that we're going to be talking about tonight with Naomi as she addressed why she decided to be a writer. When did she get the desire to be a writer? Which one is her debut book? So let's look at some of her work, her art, her gift. First of all, let me mention to you, if you have not been to or looked at the book catalog, then you probably want to browse through there. There's a lot of good, engaging titles in there from local independent authors. And these individuals are ready to sell their books to you, ready to get your books in your hands, and ready for your kids to read their narratives. Most of the books tonight reflect on every area of a kid's life, is what I'm very impressed about. Naomi has books about inspiration and self-esteem. We got Raquel and Lorenz tonight They have a book about faith. I think that's important. It's a very important part of our life. Aisha LaViolette, she's going to be third, and she has a book about another book about self-esteem and character building and friendships. We also have Kevin B. Edwards. He will have a book about overcoming fear. And I believe his book is a bio about himself at a young age and how he overcame fear and became this dynamic singer that he is. So we looking forward to meeting Kevin B. Edwards. And then, of course, our final author tonight is Curran Phillips. And of course, he has a book about finance. Malik's first job, working uh, and saving money and just economics. And I think that's very important, especially when kids get into middle school and high school and they learn about finances. I think that's very important. So as you can see, we have a dynamic lineup. But tonight, first, we're going to meet Naomi Dunson White. I'm going to share another view of one of her books. Why Am I Here? I think this is her most recent book. A child's book about purpose. Awesome. Look at the title. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the graphics. Wonderful. And her second book is Johari the Great. I can't wait for her to discuss what this book is about and why she decided to write it. So without further ado, I think we're a little bit over. Let's bring Naomi to the stream. Hi, Naomi.
Hi.
How's it going this evening?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm so excited. Thank you for having me. I feel so honored to be with this group of amazing authors.
Oh, well, we are so glad to have you here. This is really an informal event. We don't have suits and ties on. We're just laid back in the evening.
Right.
We're at a bookstore, and we all always excited about introducing independent authors to the world, I should say, because Detroit Book City's on the map now. We made the map.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So tell us about you. Tell us a little bit, 2 or 3 minutes about who you are, where you're from. I think that's important. Why you began writing? What age did you, gain interest for writing? And which one of those books are your first books?
Well, as you read, and thank you for that wonderful bio. I've always loved to read. I was an early reader, and it was always my favorite thing to do. It still is. And second to that would be writing. I used to write poetry, and when I was a kid, I'd write all these stories. If I didn't like the way a book ended, I'd write my own ending. I just always saw myself as a writer, always.
Awesome.
So writing these books is actually a fulfillment of a long-held dream for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with children for a long time, and to me, it is an honor, and a privilege to use my voice to speak into children's lives. But I always acknowledge that it's a great responsibility as well.
Oh, absolutely. What you're speaking into their mind is definitely a great responsibility.
Absolutely.
So tell us about, let's go to the first book. I'm playing with the screens here. Bear with me.
And Johari the Great.
Johari the Great. What is that about? And you have an accompanying coloring book, I see, in
Yes, both of my books do have a coloring book, and they're teaching books as well. So it helps to enhance the reading comprehension because there's questions and fill-ins in the coloring book that relate to the story. And this book was my first one, so it's dear to my heart. It is about a boy who is inspired by his teacher to use his imagination to write. She teaches the class that using their imagination is the best way to write. And she teaches them that life without imagination is like chocolate chip cookies without the chips. Boring. No one wants that. Right. So they love their teacher, and I really wanted to elevate the teacher-student relationship. Johari does that, and he discovers that he has a gift for writing. So he enters a school contest. He has to be brave and read his story in front of the whole school. And there's a mystery. So Johari actually has to go to his community for help. And I wanted to elevate the Black community and dispel some of the myths about the Black community.
Oh, wonderful.
And I grew up in a time when we knew our neighbors. So Johari, he knows his neighbor, he knows the mailman, he knows the shop owner. and he reaches out to his community for help in solving the mystery. So it's about a book of self-discovery where he discovers he's great at something, and in his mind, he's a superhero. So that is, I don't want to spoil it, but that's a
Right,
lot
right,
of
right.
what it is.
Yeah, what I really like about that is you said he was connected to community. He was
Yes.
connected to the mailman. He was connected to what else now?
His neighbor, he went to
Neighbors.
his neighbor. He has his friend helping him. The shop owner, he knows the shop owner by name. And that's the way community used to be.
I hope that
And
we can embed that back into
I,
life.
yeah,
That
I
just
think
touched my heart.
children need that. And then another key thing here, the relationship between the teacher and the student, but also there's a special bond between Johari and his father. And I
Right.
definitely wanted to include that, um,
That
the
is awesome.
relationship between the Black males.
So there's a lot of relationship building in that book as well.
Yeah, because there's a lot of misperception about the Black family, the Black
Right.
community, and I wanted to speak to that. And this book is written for that age group that is very critical
Mhm.
because educators will tell you that when there's that third to fourth grade point where children are going from learning to read to reading to learn, and we lose a lot of our children. We
Right.
lose them because it's a struggle, and then if we're not accomplishing those goals right then, it becomes more of a challenge as we move on. So I wanted to reach those children, that grade level.
Oh my gosh, that's such a great book. I totally agree because you just took me back to my childhood, and I knew the post office guy, and I knew the corner
Yeah,
store owner, and I knew the
yeah,
neighbors and Miss Barbara and Mr. Johnny.
me too.
But kids these days, it's divided. I mean, they don't know these people. So
No,
I like that you are bringing. This is a great read for the summer to let them know that they can connect to their community, of course, with their
yes,
parents, permission. But
yeah,
that's really good. It kind of is nostalgic for me. That's
yeah,
wonderful.
me too. So I did cram a lot in there, but
How
it's a
many
good
pages
book.
is it?
It's 38 pages, I believe.
38
And
pages.
so it would be what is considered a transitional book. So it still has illustrations. There's still pictures in the book.
Good. It's a
So it's
good book.
when students are not quite ready for a full chapter book, but they're beyond picture books.
So what age range?
I would say 7 to 12, something like about 6
Oh,
to
wow.
11, 7 to 12. But I've had feedback from older students that really enjoy the book as well.
That's awesome. All right, let's talk about that second book. That is just so wonderful.
Okay.
Let's talk about why I am here.
Yes, this book, well, they're both special to me.
Yes.
I was inspired to write this book during the time when I don't know how to say the country was just in upheaval, more so than it is now. And it was during the George Floyd protests. There was a
Mhm.
lot of stress, high stress. People were afraid, out in the streets, and all of this was going on. And it just really impacted me one day. And I was so distraught inside. I just didn't know, like, where are we going? What is happening to this country? And a lot of it was projected toward Black people, of course.
Mhm.
And so I thought, if I feel this way, if I'm so distressed, how are our children feeling? What
Right.
are they thinking when they're watching this? And
Right.
it really it got to my heart, and I felt inspired to go to my computer. I pulled my computer out and I just started writing, and I was blessed with this book at that one sitting.
So this
And
is is it a story? Is it a storyline? So
it
it's a
is
novel?
it's actually no, it's actually written in prose.
Okay, prose. Okay,
It's
gotcha.
a rhyming book,
Written in
and it
prose.
teaches children about purpose.
Okay.
And it goes beyond how, we usually ask children, what do you want to be when you grow up? And we
Right.
leave it there. We don't go any further, but purpose is more. It's what's in your heart and your soul. What gift do you have to bring to the world?
Oh,
And
just love it.
mainly, yeah, I wanted them to know, I want all children to know that each one of them has a purpose, and we each have a different path to walk. It's a unique path. Like, your path is different than mine. I
Right.
shouldn't try to walk your path. There's a place for
Exactly.
me. And
Right.
so I really highlight diversity here and inclusion, and just letting children know that, yes, you do belong. You do belong. You do matter. And you do have a purpose.
Well, both of your books are so wonderful. If
Mhm.
you're watching, you are listening in on Naomi Dunson White. She is the author of Joel Johari.
Johari the Great.
Yep. And I'm
Mhm.
having this for me, but I'm multitasking here. And then tell them the next title.
Why Am I Here? A Child's Book About Purpose.
And tell them how they can get your book besides going through Detroit Book City's gosh, I can't get it off.
The Parent Guide.
Parent's Guide.
I love that. I love
I've typed it so many times. Why I can't get it off my tongue, I have no idea. Detroit Book City's Parent's Guide to Summer Books.
Yes, well, my books are anywhere online books are sold, but I would love for them to come to naomibooks.com because I have extras that I can include for the children. There are coloring pages there and just some extra things. I can autograph the book as well for them that you can't get that on Amazon or one of the other booksellers.
Right. Anything else you want to add about your book? Why they should buy it as a part of their summer collection for their kids? Why should they add your book to their library this summer?
Well, each one of my books, I do have a history as an educator. So each one of my books actually has worksheets in the back of the book, both of them. They have discussion questions and worksheets so that it will help to enhance the comprehension and the vocabulary, but mainly so that the parents and children can talk about what they just read.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I just absolutely adore both of your titles.
Thank you.
I think they're both engaging. I like the fact that in the back they have a Q&A.
Yes.
To overview what they learned. And, you know, the thing about kids is if you read it to them often, they'll apply it to their lives. It'll become a part of them. It'll definitely come up a part of them. And your books are great. This is great for self-awareness and relationships and self-esteem. I just love them. They are wonderful. I appreciate you being a part of let me get it back here. I gotta work with this thing. Okay. I thank you for being a part of this initiative and being a part of Every Child a Reader.net's annual Children's Book Week.
Yes, thank you. It was really a pleasure.
You're inducted. So
I really have enjoyed it.
Yeah. So if you guys are watching, make sure you go to DetroitBookCity.com. You can go right to the index page of our website and click on the book and open it up and browse through the catalog. These books are excellent to add to your library for your kids this summer. You know, how are they going to book this summer? How do you book?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I love that.
How do you book, though? Tell us before we get you off the air. How do you book?
I read all the time, and when I can't sit still and read, I'm listening to an audiobook.
Awesome. So do you do it at home on a pillow? Are you under a tree? Are you on your balcony? I mean, where do you mostly book at? In the tub? I mean,
my favorite place to read is actually out on my deck in the spring and summer. Awesome. I really love that. I really do. But I get so busy, and that's a good thing. So I constantly have my earbuds in. You'll always see me with my earbuds, and I'm listening not to music usually, but a book.
Right. Before we let you go, tell us about the award you got, because I have to mention that. You did get an award for your book, right?
Yes, I did. For Why Am I Here? A Child's Book About Purpose. It was included on the Best of the Best book list 2021 by the Black Caucus of the American Library Association. So it's a book that's recommended by librarians.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? Did you hear her, librarians and school teachers and reading specialists at the schools? Her book has an award, so it's been recognized. And it does have an impact on kids. That's so wonderful. Congratulations on your titles.
Thank you so much.
You just published them last year, correct? 2021?
20 and 2021.
20 and 21. What's the future hold, real quick?
Well, I do a lot of donating of my books, and you'll see that on my website. So there is a nonprofit that is coming that will help to be able to distribute more books with characters of color to children of color.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. As always, you have such a great spirit. And I see where your books come from. They come from your heart. So
yes, ma'am.
Keep doing what you're doing and stay with us and stick around. You know, we have those annual book fairs.
Yeah. I love participating with you. I should have worn my shirt, but I wore this one. But I have a Detroit Book City shirt too.
Give us a shout out. Tell them real quick how you did at the book fair, though, the last one.
Oh, the last book fair was wonderful. I mean, I sold a lot of books and that was great, but I just met a lot of great people. And the customers that come in, and you just have such nice conversations with people who really care about what their children are reading.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
do it all the time. It's part of the equation is the networking and meeting the people that buy your book. You'd be so
yeah,
it's these intimate relationships is what keeps your books on the market, you know?
absolutely. And you take good care of us authors, Janice. You
Oh,
really do. So I'm going to stick around. You know that. I'm not going
thank
anywhere.
you. Good. Books aren't going anywhere. So we can't go anywhere until we're off this earth, right?
That's right. That's
All
right.
right, love. Well, thank you so much for
Okay.
participating. And
Thank
we'll be
you.
in touch soon. Have a good
All
one.
right. Thank you. Good night.
Good night. All right. I know we went over a little bit, but that's okay. We have time here. So you guys just met Naomi Dunson White. As you can see, she's such a dynamic author. She is such a great spirit. And you can tell that these qualities will be embraced in her book and they'll be embraced to your kids. Check out these books, guys. This is what's up. All right, let's move on. Next on the mic is Raquel and Lorenz Tolson. Let's see if we can get let's see, Lorenz on the line here. Oh, I gotta take I'm playing around. There we go. Hi, Lorenz, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome. Where are you at? What city? What state? Where do you live?
So I'm located in Hawthorne, California, or better known as the Greater Los Angeles.
All right, LA's in the house. Awesome. So we are here with let me see if I can pull up his information right quick. Give me a minute, guys or ladies.
I apologize, my mom's not here today, but
that's okay. She did mention send us a courtesy email to let us know that she wouldn't be participating, but we're glad to have you here. So I'm gonna really quick tell you guys about if you'll bear with me real quick because I am doing my own technical work here as well. So let's get out of there.
You're doing an amazing job, by the way.
Thank you. I'm trying to wing this thing. This is a very informal, fun, entertaining event. So they don't expect that technical person to be here. So let me pull up your book real quick. Let's put your book on the screen if we can. All right, Ren's Affirmations. We're talking about faith here, right? And
yes.
Another title. Hold on, I'm gonna grab it right quick. Let's pull up. Let's pull up your bio while we're waiting. I'll put that to the screen as well. Hold on. All right, let's add that to the screen while we're waiting to find the other books. So this is Raquel and Lorenz Tolson, our next guest authors. They are mother and son, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, how about this? Before instead of me telling the world about you, you tell us about your mom and you and your mom. How did you guys decide to write together? And it looked like this book is about you, Lorenz.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So it actually starts way back, almost 17 plus years ago. As a kid, I'm a musician as well, and I wanted to make an album. I ended up making an album called Ren's Rhymes, which was all nursery rhymes that we remixed and made them Christian. So they were Christian nursery rhymes, and one of them was bedtime prayer. And as I got older and as we started talking more about how much people really loved that song, we decided, let's just make it a children's book. And so that's where we got Ren's Bedtime Prayer. And a lot of it came from one, as you see on the cover, is my grandmother who passed in my 9th grade year. And it was really trying. And the one thing that kind of kept us close and kept me grounded was my prayer, because that was something that she really taught me to do as a young child. And that's something we used to do every night together. So this book was really just about teaching kids how to pray and making it fun and interactive so that families could even pray together. It talks about what kind of day that a child would go through. Thank Lord, it's bedtime once again. Thank you for family and friends. Thank you for the good day that I had. Life with you just makes me glad. And so, allowing kids to use that as almost a bridge into creating their own bedtime prayers about their own day. What happened in that day? A lot of times families don't even communicate about what happened in the day. So being able to even communicate with each other and especially to God and giving glory and just thanks for giving us such a blessing and the ability to wake up.
I think that is so important for a kid, is having a bedtime prayer. I I had a bedtime prayer when I was younger. As far back as I can remember, I had books and a bedtime prayer, and got baptized when I was 5. So that component of life early is so imperative, is to have that connection to God, because kids to me are wide open, and if you incorporate that into their lives, then they have a path to go on. That spirit will lead them to a really good direction in life. So mom obviously put you on the side of the bed. Are you the only child?
I am. How'd you know?
Because I had the only child twice. I had Jasmine, and she's 38, 30. I'm sorry, she's 35, 36 now. And Jada, she's 18. So I had an only child twice. And that prayer part, I always emphasize how important prayer was. And I still do today at their age now. So, like I said, that faith component of your book is wonderful. Now, is this a storyline? When they read it, what are they getting out of it? Are they reading what grandma? Is it a narrative for grandma's talking to him, or how does?
No, it's Ren, myself, talking about the day. So, we start off with, Lord, it's bedtime once again. So it's bedtime. This is the beginning of the prayer. We say thank you for family. We think about all the people in our lives that we're thankful for, our friends. Thank you for the good day that I had. The illustration on that page is I got an A+ on a math test, so understanding that you have that good time. Life with you, God, makes me glad. So just enjoying, again, giving praise to God for the life and blessings of the day. Your angels have me in their sight, knowing that I'm always protected, give godly dreams throughout the night, so that my dreams are even protected, and thinking of the goodness of him. And, bless my mom, bless my dad. Life with you makes me glad.
So why is this book important for a kid to have it in the summertime?
Well, again, we have a lot more time as a family to really talk and communicate, and we get to do some of the things that we can't. I know for myself, I work 2 jobs, and I don't get home till about 1 o'clock in the morning. And I can understand that in this time where people are working constantly just to provide and feed, kids actually get to stay up a little later during the summertime.
Right.
So now this gives you an opportunity to, hey, I'm home. You're getting ready to go to bed anyway. Let's read your bedtime prayer. Let's get together. Let's have a moment to decompress our day. Let's have a moment to thank God for giving us the day that we had. Regardless of whatever we went through, let's focus on the positive. Let's talk about the resilience of focusing on the good things that God has given us and put in front of us.
So if you guys are just tuning in, we are talking to Lorenz Tolson. Him and his mom owns a book company called Tolson Books Publishing, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Yes. So I want to reflect on that a little bit about why it's good for the summer. I totally agree, especially if the kids go to camp. So now they're out of school and parents still have to go to work and hustle bustle. Now they go to camp, got new friends. Atmosphere is different. COVID still kind of, you don't know if it's here or not. So some people may have the kids wearing masks, some may not. Just a total different environment now. Let's be honest, after the pandemic. Okay. So when they get home, they're exhausted. Parents exhausted. They ran around in the sun and did all kind of fun things.
Oh yeah.
Still have to come to that place of peace at night and serenity.
Absolutely.
So that bedtime prayer and that book, if that book is read to them every night after that long day of camp and fun and all that, then they'll wake up enlightened, right?
Absolutely.
Go to bed, you pray, you wake up ready to go and start
looking forward to the new day. Exactly.
Looking forward to the new day. So that's why this book is important. I'm glad it's in the catalog that should be read in the summertime. Let's look at the other book real quick. Let me pull that one on the screen.
Ren's affirmations. God is good, and so am I. So this one is so we talked about faith. And so now Ren's affirmations is all about resilience. Because again, we found another time in our lives where our children aren't quite comfortable in themselves, or, they're constantly being told, oh, you're so bad. No, you're acting bad, but God is good. So am I. We all know the favorite saying of God is good all the time, God is good. But at some point, when do we realize that we are creations and beings of God? And so if God is good, then why can't I be good? You know, and really teaching kids about being resilient. You know, I'm a teacher, and I hear it all the time. Oh,
Awesome.
I can't do that. I can't do that. Whoa. Yes, you can. You can do all things. I don't say through Christ, of course, but you can do all things.
You need to say it.
So in that, you know, it talks about if somebody asks me to do something, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
You know, if there's something hard, I can do it. Let's see. Look into the book. It says, God is good, so am I. I am worthy of having good things, and I have the ability to do good things. God is knowledge. I am knowledge. I am capable of learning everything. Nothing is too hard for me. God is wisdom. I am wisdom. I understand all the facts and make the best decisions. And these are the things. So we have the bedtime prayer where you go to sleep with, and Ren's affirmations. You wake up in the morning before or on the drive to school or during the summertime, before the day even gets started, before you go to summer camp, you read through the affirmations.
How do you book?
So am I.
Book in the car, right? On the way to
book in the car.
Camp. On the way home to camp. What you learned today? Just some affirmations, especially on the way to camp, is good.
Absolutely.
You know? Because some
kids have that
mindset.
Have that mindset.
Because some kids are coming from different backgrounds, different environments.
Absolutely.
So one may come from a stressful home, another one may come from a real laid back home. So it just gets them in the right frame of mind. You know,
exactly.
I use affirmations myself, so I would definitely highly recommend a kid getting them started early. Put it on the mirror in the bathroom. You know, after they get out the tub. You know, have it on their door and their walls. This is so important for them to be motivated to just start their day and live day by day, you know?
Exactly. And eventually, you know, what the goal is as kids start believing it and really truly saying this day after day, is to then tell their friends who are being told that they're being bad, be like, no, you're not bad.
Don't be telling
God is good. And so now we have this dialogue between even children, because again, out of the mouth of babes. So
they can spread the love, right?
They can spread the love, spread the message that you're not bad. You're good because I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So,
and you know, I'm like that at my age when people say they're bad. It's not like you're not bad. I see a good side to you. You're not bad. It's just they don't have those affirmations in their lives. It is so important. That's like a Bible to some people. It could be like a Bible to you, because you want to implant these things in your mind so that you can exude them to the world. And if you exude those to the world, and whatever you sow in, you get out, right? And
absolutely. And again, you know, the Bible
will come back to you, you know?
Absolutely. And, you know, like you said, it's like a Bible, and the Bible is a teachings. It's all about lessons, and affirmations are just telling us just lessons and telling us how we're supposed to live our life.
Exactly. Well, it's a pleasure to have you on part of the 103rd Children's Book Week. You know,
so happy to be a part of it.
EverychildsAreader.net. I hope people around the world see this and, you know, go to your website, which is TolsonBooksPublishing.com. Did I get that right?
TolsonBooks.com.
TolsonBooks.com, guys. Make sure you check out their website and grab these 2 titles. Let's see if we can show them again real quick on how it look in the catalog.
Yep. TolsonBooks.com, and we have a 3rd book in the works. A 3rd book is actually in the works. It's going to be I Can Learn All Things. So again, just talking about breaking that mindset that I can't learn or I can't do. I can learn all things.
Good. You're gonna be adding a new one to the collection. That's wonderful. We're looking forward to that. So if you're just tuning in, you guys, you just met Lorenz Tolson. His mom couldn't be here with us today, but he did such a great job talking about his books and why it should be a part of your summer book collection for the kids when they get home from camp or whatever. They go to summer school. You know, saying these positive things every day will change their lives, will change your life as a parent, because you see them motivated, it'll exude off you. It kind of works together. This is family, right?
Exactly. It's family. It's all about family.
It's all about family. Well, it's a pleasure seeing you again because I haven't seen you guys since African American 2019. I think it was.
Yes, it's been a while.
Yeah, I think it's 2020 when we had the pandemic. We were online together. I think it was the fall family book fair. Well, it's always a pleasure. I forgot you were a teacher. What grade level do you teach again?
High school.
High school. Oh, that's wonderful. You are a great high school teacher. I can tell. You need somebody kind of cool that can connect to them so they can be open and tell you, you can't be a stern person. You got to do this. That's not the way these days.
No, I can't do that.
You connect with them so they can share things and you can help them.
Absolutely. Because it's more than just in the classroom. It's outside too.
Okay, so exactly. Before we let you go, tell us, how do you book? How do you book?
Well, I'll be honest. When I do get the chance to book, I like being outside. I like being in nature. So I go out to my back patio and I got a nice new setup where I got a nice couch. So that's where I plan on booking this summer and reading and getting into some nice stories.
Awesome. Well, most people do like to, most avid readers, we like nature. We like nature is what our book. That is nature though, right? The book is what? Nature. Part of a tree? I mean, isn't
it? Yes, it is.
It all goes together. All right, sir. Thank you so much for participating and being here at the Virtual Author Talk. We appreciate you guys. You can find his book again at tosinbooks.com. All right.
Thank you so much.
Talk soon.
Be well.
You too. Tell your mama I say hello.
I will.
All right. Let's move along. Time is flying here. We're going to bring Aisha LaViolette to the screen. Let's keep it moving. You guys are here meeting some authors, some independent authors who are being featured in Detroit Book City's parent guide to summer books. We are excited to children's books for the spring 2022, I should say. So it's Detroit Book City's parents guide to children's books, spring, summer 2022. You can get a copy of this electronic book on our website. It's a flip book. You can look at it from your tablet, from your laptop, from your desktop, or from your phone. And you can get some quality books for your kids for this summer. These are independent authors. We're an independent bookstore. It's part of the equation. We work together. As a matter of fact, we were working with independent authors before we opened up the bookstore. So we can't leave them out, right? Absolutely not. It's all together. So if you're supporting the independent bookstores, you got to support the authors as well, right? So we're going to bring on our next guest. I see it's Aisha down here. Yes, she is. Hi, love.
Hi, how are you?
I am wonderful. How about you?
I'm great.
Good. Always good to see you.
You as well.
All right. So we are going to show you Aisha's page, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her. We're going to show you what her page looks like inside the book. Here we go. Oh, let me get this right. All right. Not that one. Okay, here we go. All right, Aisha, tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, when you start writing, and why people should read your books this summer. Why the kids should read your book this summer.
Well, I'm from Detroit. I now live in Taylor. And I start writing about 3 years ago. And well, that's when I first published my book. I had written my book about 4 years prior, but it took me about 4 years to get it actually published in my hand.
Okay.
So I have 3 children's books, inspirational children's books, and then one is a journal. That's my newest one.
Okay.
And they're inspirational, empowering, to empower children, to uplift them, and let them know they're wonderful just the way they are.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm trying to pull your book to the screen while we're talking. Let's see. This is a new. Here we go. Okay, The Best of Me. Tell us about The Best of Me and what age range is this for?
Yeah, so that's my second inspirational children's book. It's for like elementary school age students, I'll say around 5 to 10. But older, children, they can definitely benefit from it too because of the words and how it empowers and inspires them.
Okay.
And then my other book, I Am Wonderful, it's the same age range, 5 to 10, elementary school age, even preschool, and after birth, you can start reading to them before they're born.
Before they're born, I agree.
Yes,
Totally agree.
speaking it into existence early.
So tell us about your company, because Love, Empower, Inspire. Is that a company behind this, or
Yes,
so? Tell
yes.
us about, a little bit more about the company.
It's my publishing company. I started in 2020. So it's called Love, Empower, Inspire Publishing.
Okay,
And I created my own publishing company because I wanted to just self publish my own books and I wanted to be in control of what I put out. I didn't want anybody like dictating to me what I should do or how I should do it or when I can put it out. I wanted to put out my books when I wanted to put it out. So and then also I wanted to expand. I'm trying to get my books into like major retail stores.
right.
Right. So like Myers, Walmart, Target. And in order to do that, I had to create my own publishing company to move forward with that. So it's been a blessing and I'm excited.
So let's go back to which title? Uh, at the store. This one. I am wonderful, love, empire, inspire. So when they open up the book, what do they see? Is it a storyline? Is it just prose? What do they see when they open up the book?
Yeah. So it's all positive affirmations. So it's not a story, it's all positive affirmations. Like, I am wonderful, I
Oh,
am smart, I will make a difference in the world. And it's made to so the kids can read it to themselves and so they can say these things. I am to myself, I am wonderful, I'm smart. So that's the whole context of the book, just to empower and inspire and let them know that they're great just the way they are and don't let anybody tell you different.
so this is another empowerment book then, self-esteem and feeling good about yourself. We just talked about that with Lorenz, how important it is for kids to have affirmations in their lives. Most adults,
Mm-hmm.
most people don't start putting affirmations in their lives until they get grown. And I think it's so important to instill that in a younger kid. They'll have a better outcome in life. I just think that when those words are spoken out of their mouth, they are throwing it out to the universe and
Mm-hmm.
they get what they asked for, right? I mean,
Exactly.
it's really, if you want to break it down that simple, you throw it out there and really you are creating your own world, you're creating your own path, you are creating a new way of thinking. So
Mm-hmm.
affirmation books are very crucial with kindergarten, first, second, and third graders. I mean, think about that.
Yes.
If they are motivated behind some of the things in your book, when they read, it will make they will gain an interest for reading, and the more you know, the better you are. It has to start
Mm-hmm.
from somewhere, and I just think affirmations are great, even for kindergartners. So,
Mm-hmm.
what's the future hold for you? You have two books out. You just published a journal. Just let me see if I see the journal on here. I don't know if I. Hold on one second. Let me see if I could pull the journal up. Here it is. Of course we have it. Just one second. So tell us about the journal. This is for high schoolers or for middle schoolers?
Yes, both middle school and high school is the primary age, but elementary can write in it as well.
Okay.
It's a journal. My daughters co-wrote it with me. My
Oh,
beautiful 10-year-old and 14-year-old daughters, which I'm so excited for. They're now authors.
awesome.
Um, so they really helped me because I really looked to them to get advice. Like, what do you want to write about?
Right.
What's important to you as a 10-year-old, as a 14-year-old? So they really gave me their input. And it has positive affirmations throughout the book, just letting them know that how wonderful, how great they are, how great they are, just like they are. And it has a lot of pages where most of the book they can write. It's like they fill out the rest of the statement.
Wow.
So like one of the statements will be like my first page is I am special because, and then they have two pages where they are write why they are special. So it's really made for the young people to write about their feelings, write about their emotions. How are they feeling about family, friends,
Yeah. So
um,
important, especially in
goals,
these.
short-term goals, long-term goals? How are they feeling? They need to get it out and write it down, because a lot of kids, they have it all built up
Wow.
inside of them and they need to let it out somehow.
You're such a good mom. I mean, to create that
Thank you.
vehicle for them. 10-year-old and 14-year-old, that's that age where you got to kind of grab them. They got that
Mhm.
middle school experience going on, and the little the girl stuff. Are they both girls?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Sometimes you can avoid it, but it's contrast. It's still gonna come around you. I mean, my daughter, she's 18 now. She dodged a lot of bullets from just the he say, she say, and she wasn't a
Mhm.
person that starts stuff. She was more of a mediator and trying to get people to get along, but just being
Yeah.
in her life and being actively with her, like you're doing with the journal. I asked a bunch of questions when she came home. At night I would sit at the end of the bed. Every night I would go in her room at 9:30 or when it's time to go to bed and say, okay, what's up on the school front? You know?
Mhm.
So, and then
I do that.
yep. So when parents can do that at night, they can open up their journal and then they can write. Maybe sometimes they don't want to share yet because they're trying to get through their feelings. That's when your journal
Mhm.
kicks in at. So tell
Mhm.
the parents why they need to get that journal. I'm more really on that journal for those middle
Exactly.
school kids. Why do they need to add this to their collection for the summer?
Yes, these parents definitely add this to your children's collections, your young people, because it's a great book that will help the young people express themselves, to write about their feelings, their emotions, how they feel about their friends, family, the mom and dad, about school, different relationships, even short-term goals, long-term goals. It just gives them that avenue so they can express themselves, and then they can write about their goals and how can they get to their goals.
Right. So this
So
is a great book for a group, a book club, or a group of girls as well. This can be used in a group setting, right?
absolutely.
Well, I'm so excited that because the last time you was with us, you had 2 books. Now you have 3. You guys are just aspiring grow. You guys are growing with this thing, right? I'm so proud of
Absolutely.
you. And don't you
I
work in the school system too? Don't you work for the school system?
I've been working for the school system for 9 years as a substitute teacher, parapro, and secretary and receptionist.
That is so wonderful. Congratulations on that 3rd book.
Yes,
Congratulations on all 3 of them. So you
thank
are
you.
just tuning in. You are watching Aisha LaViolette. She's a independent published author. She has a company called,
Love, empower, inspire publishing.
and you also have some apparel on your site. I saw some merchandising that she sells on her website. So please support her. She's an independent
Yes.
author, and grab her books. Let's go back to that page again and show her her um this is her page inside the catalog. If you go to the catalog, you can click on any of these icons and go directly to her Instagram page and her website. You can email her right here. You can watch her video up there. So this is a very interactive flip book catalog, which will be around and pushed around by Detroit Book City from yesterday all the way to July 31st. And we're going to add more content to it, different books in the back. But these authors are local independent authors. They will be highly featured up front as featured authors. So please support them. Get these books for your kids for the summer. Keep them empowered and motivated and inspired. There's no reason not to. Tell them what the price is on your book and your website again.
The prices are $9.99 for a paperback
Okay.
and $12.99 for hardcover, and Kindle is $4.99. And yeah, my website is Love, Empower, Inspire Publishing.com. And then my nonprofit is Love, Empower, Inspire.org. And then that helps 10% of our profits go towards my nonprofit, where we give to the community. We donate books and do a lot of things in the community.
Awesome. So wonderful. Congratulations on your books. I hope people take advantage and get copies of your books. We're going to push it out this entire summer months and let people know about these awesome, engaging titles and why they should have it as a part of their libraries. And
Yeah.
before we get you out of here, I have to ask you one question. How do you book?
I book a lot in my bed with a physical book, a
What is
book
a
and a
book?
pen so I can write notes, and I like to write and read at the same time. And then I do online on my phone as well on the app. That's why I do my Bible.
Okay, so you ebook too. Do you audiobook at all?
No, no.
Okay, gotcha. All right, Aisha. Thank you so much for being a part of this platform to what is it? can't even get it out. Children's Book Week. Boom. Children's Book Week. That is an initiative that's hosted by everychildareader.net. Their theme this year was How Do You Book? We love it. This is our second or third year participating. I think last year was Superpower. Every kid a superpower or something like that. It was a superpower thing. But this year is How Do You Book? I like that. Kind of resonates with what's happening right now. Well, thank you so much for participating.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll have you back real soon, I'm sure, in the fall at our fall family book fair. I'm sure you'll be back out again because you have to let everybody know about that journal. That journal's hot.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you. Take care. Love, power, and inspire you.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, you too. All right. So that was Aisha Love Violet. Like she said, she's an educator and she's a local author here in Detroit. And she has some great inspirational, empowering books for kids. Please check her out. You can get a copy of our catalog from DetroitBookCity.com right on the front page. You click it, you can open it up, flip it, shop with these authors, check them out, share. If you know any educators, librarians, teachers that are looking for some dynamic books by local authors with Black characters or Black African-American cultural books, please be sure to download this catalog and share it amongst your friends, family, and constituents. Next, we have Kevin B. Edwards. Let's keep moving. All right, Kevin, are you ready? I'm looking for you. Let me find you. Where is Kevin? Kevin, where are you? Oh, there's Kevin. Hey, Kevin.
Hello, how you doing?
Sorry, we have a little personality here. You got to keep it live and fun.
Right.
How's it going?
Going wonderful. How you doing? Thank you so much for inviting me to come.
Oh, no, our pleasure, our pleasure. Happy Children's Book Week. How about that?
Yes.
Are you celebrating the Children's Book Week?
Yes, I am.
All right, so you have written a book. Let's go jump right in and bring the cover to the screen. Kevin Turns Fear into Faith. I'm just going to assume this book is about you, right?
Yes, it is. Well, Kevin Turns Fear into Feet.
What did I say?
You said faith, but that's good too.
Well, at least I kept it in the F family. It's a good one.
Right.
It's a long day.
Right. No, that's okay.
Well, tell us about you. Tell us about where you are from. What do you do? And how did you come up with Kevin Turns Fear into Feet?
Okay. Well, I'm originally from a little small town called Vernon, Florida. Vernon is probably 25 miles from Panama City Beach. If you ever heard of the Panama City Beach area.
Okay.
That's where I'm originally, okay. So that's where I'm originally from. And I'm proud of Vernon too. It's a small town, but I'm proud of them.
Yes.
And but I live in Atlanta. I've been in Atlanta since 1994. And,
wow, 1994. Okay,
yes, since 1994. And so I am a singer first. When my mother gave birth to me, I was a singer. Been singing all of my life, and I thought that's what. Yes, you get ready to say something?
I was gonna tell you, hit a note.
What? That's a note. One note.
One note.
No,
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But anyway, that's what I thought I was going to really do a whole lot of music because that was my true gift.
Right.
But back in 2013, back in 2007, when the economy was kind of going bad, I lost my job. I was in the insurance industry.
Okay.
And so I started writing. And I was going through depression. I was very depressed. And so my degree is in psychology. So I started writing about my feelings.
Okay.
And so I titled that book, Poetic Expressions, The Therapy Sessions. That's how I got started with this whole writing thing. And then let's fast forward all the way to 2021. I was introduced to this student that wanted to know a little bit more about music and about singing and writing songs. And as we were talking, I realized that, maybe possibly she could be being bullied at the present time, or maybe, because, when you're older, you can pick up these things,
Right, right.
The Holy Ghost will tell you some of these things.
Oh,
and
yes.
So I knew that's what was going on. So Now, I really didn't want to use my story
Okay.
because I didn't think, even with the music and the different things, like I didn't feel like I was fully received a whole lot, even with the music. But we didn't have the platforms that we have now. We didn't have Facebook when I released my first CD. So I blame it on that. But I really didn't want to tell my story because I didn't know if people would receive it.
Okay.
But God tricked me. He said, when I met the student and I found out I thought the student may have been bullied, I heard the voice say, now I want you to tell your story, what happened to you in your 10th grade year. And I want you to tell that story, put it in a child's perspective, and I want you to help this child. And when I hear God speak, I move, regardless of whether I want to do it,
Right.
I do it. So
Right.
I got on it. I started writing. I wrote the manuscript in probably a few
Wow.
days, because I was going to put the story. I was working on a memoir, and I was going to kind of talk about it in the memoir a little bit, a couple of paragraphs. But I wrote the story, got a few teachers to kind of edit it a little bit. Then I went from editing. The illustrator found me. I put a message on Facebook and I said, I'm looking for an illustrator. And so this guy from the Philippines sent me a message, and he says, I would like to illustrate your book.
It's really nice too. Look at it. It's so nice. Oh God.
And so that's how this book, got started. I'm actually, I have a series of books. This is Kevin Turns Fear and Defeat. It talks about me being, when I was young, my teacher, I was bullied in school. And so I was afraid that the kids would not receive me. And so my teacher asked me to sing in front of everybody. I was in high school. I was in 10th grade, in front of everybody for the National Honor Society. I was afraid to do it, but I did it. My teacher knew I had it in me. She knew I could sing and she knew I could do it. So
and what grade level was this? What grade level?
I was in the 10th grade when it happened.
Oh, you was in the 10th grade. Okay.
I was in the 10th grade. And so when I got up to do it, the whole gym was quiet and they was listening to my voice. And from that, when it was all over with, people started coming up to me and saying, Kevin, oh my, you have a beautiful voice. You can sing. So from that, it gave me courage. But, I tell young people, do it afraid. You might be afraid to do things. You might be afraid to get up and try, but do it afraid. Had I not done it, had I not just stepped out to do it, I wouldn't be here today. So I did that. And so that book is out now. The same illustrator is working on my next book. My next book is called Kevin's Big Win. I went to Hawaii when I released my second CD. I went to Hawaii. One of my friends in Florida knew the radio announcer in Honolulu, so he hooked all that up. So I got they did a radio interview with me there. Then when I got on the ship to do the cruise, they had a star search, and so they were looking for right. So the first night I wouldn't do it because I was tired. We had been 10 hours on the flight, so I was tired. So then the next night I went in and I listened to the guy who won the first night, and I said, "Oh no, that's not singing. Let's go sing." And so I won the thing. So the next book is talking about that whole experience, and then the third book is going to be entitled "Kevin Goes on Tour." I toured right before the pandemic. I went to Europe. I toured Italy, all over the southern parts of Italy and Switzerland.
Oh, that's fascinating. That's fascinating. Yeah. So your book, what age range is this book for? Who's the reader?
The reader is, I would say it would really inspire 3rd through 5th grade. Now it's a P in Fontes and Pinnell. Okay. That's the reading level. Like most kids in school, they're kind of getting out of that A, B, C, D, letter reading levels. Okay. But it is a P in Fontes and Pinnell, so it would be more for a 4th grader, but it's a 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade book.
Awesome, and it's a picture book, I take it, right? It's a picture book?
Yes.
How many pages?
There are 32 pages in this one. Now, it's going to be about 100 in the next one.
Well, see, what I like about your book, what I like about this book is it's talking about your gifts, your talents. Yes. You don't find too many books that talk about the arts or music. Right. Singing or an instrument. Those are intricate parts of your life. That brings out your livelihood when you tap in, tune in, and turn on your talent like that, a gift that you have. There's no competition with that.
Right. And I've had
like that you make that the subject of your book, because people can sing, little kids, and they're too scared to. They're shy, like you said, the fear. Something they're gonna be rejected or they're not good enough.
Right. And I talk to kids all the time. I have kids that come up to me and say, but I'm afraid to do it. I said, what did Kevin do in the book?
Kevin do?
Didn't he do it afraid? So that's what you do. You know, you go forth anyway, regardless. I do a whole lot of things afraid.
Right.
But it seems like when you step out, like even with me singing when I was young, I remember when I would be singing in church and I would be terrified sitting there. But when they called my name to get up, something came over me and it took over.
The spirit came over you.
That's what it was.
You tapped in because it's
Right.
you know what? All everybody has that gift inside of them. We just don't
Right.
tap into it. So
Right.
that's what your book is going to do for younger people. So
Right.
parents, teachers, educators, mentors, if you have a student or kid in your life and they have a really good talent like singing or dancing or tap dancing, what else? Playing an instrument,
Right.
you know, help guide them to the next level. This book is excellent for that. It will help them overcome some of their fears.
Right.
4-year-olds and 5-year-olds. This is a great book. And when did you publish it, Kevin? When did it
I
come out?
published it. It was March 2021.
Oh, last year.
Right.
It's a year old, a little bit over a year
Yes.
old.
And it's doing exceptionally well. The
gonna
school
ask you.
district where I went to school, where all this happened, invited me back for Black History. I was a keynote speaker, and they bought every 3rd, 4th, and 5th grader a copy of my book.
Oh, it's wonderful. You know, because
That was good.
when I was in school back in the elementary school back in the early 70s, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little old cat, but I don't look like it.
No, you don't. You don't.
Music was very important in our curriculum.
Yes, it was.
Music and the arts on the east side of Detroit when I was younger in the 73, 72, 71. Music was a big deal. Music was a big deal in my household, you know.
Right.
My mother, believe it or not, was an original Vandella before they got big, you know.
Wow.
I had a second cousin, my mother's first cousin. We just discovered him maybe 4 years ago through Ancestry. He played in the band for the Temptations. He played the sax for the band in the Temptations, and he also was the part of the house band for American Bandstand.
Wow.
So, you know, music in the Black household, you know, growing up younger, living here in Motown, Motor City, you know, that's a big deal here. You know,
Yes, it
it was
is.
a big deal for us when we were younger. I mean, there was music in my household every day. I was a young kid listening to Sarah Vaughan and
Right.
Ella Fitzgerald, and you know, it was at a young age.
Right.
You know,
And y'all have phenomenal gospel singers there too. You have the Clark sisters.
all the Clark sisters.
have
Oh my God, my
Vanessa
grandma-
Bell Armstrong.
Oh my goodness.
And my friend Margaret Bell. Margaret Bell is Vanessa Bell Armstrong's sister. Okay. You have all these people.
The Winans.
Winans. You got the what?
Yeah.
You got them all.
What's the other big guy name?
Fred Hammond.
Fred Hammond.
Fred, that's right.
Yeah.
You have Commission. I'm trying to Witness.
Remember
the group
Commission
Witness.
ladies?
Yeah, you have y'all got it at home.
So
Now,
I
we got
like
some in Atlanta too.
right. Gosh. Well, this is so wonderful. If you're just tuning in, you've just met Kevin B. Edwards. He is the author of Kevin Turns Fear into Feet. And he is a music artist. You check out his website. I believe it's kevinbedwards.com.
Correct.
When you open it up, you'll see his new single release, Great God. And he has that contemporary, upbeat, spiritual music. That's what I call it. So, yes, it gets you going in the morning. So, we thank you so much for coming on our.
You're welcome.
So, reading. Are you a reader? How do you book? Let me ask you that. How do you book?
Let me tell you how I book. Every year, and like this year, my family, we're going on a cruise. When I go on a cruise, there's an area on the cruise that a lot of people don't know about. That it's right outside of where you go in and buy like the excursions and all that. It's a hidden part. You can go outside those doors.
Okay.
Nobody's sitting out there. My family we always find that area, and I'll bring a book, and that's where I sit every day and hide and read. Or another place, like when I'm traveling, like when I'm on a plane, or when I was in Italy. I took Richard Smallwood's book with me when I was in Italy, and I read it when we were going from different places. I read. So that's the places that I book.
So you really can book anywhere. You can book in the tub. You can book on the porch.
Anywhere.
You can book in the car. If
Right.
you're sitting in the passenger seat, of course. But
Right.
Under a tree.
Right.
I mean, in the bed. 'Cause that's why I like my pillows behind me. Oh, Sometimes I have
like
so
to
many
read
books
in
in
the
the bed. My
bed.
husband like, are you gonna move these? When are these gonna leave? They're leaving soon, honey. I'm just an avid book lover. I just can't help it. So, life is books. Books is life.
That's right.
I'm
Readers are leaders.
Yep, and I'm just hoping that the parents are looking through this catalog, our parent guide to children's books for the summer, spring, and they buy these books. Please make sure you check out Kevin's page on there. You can link to all of his social media from the page. You can look at this electronic book. You can download the app to your phone.
Right.
And check it out, because we're going to add stuff weekly, just activities and things that kids can do over the summer months. But we especially want our audience to make sure that you shop with these independent authors in the book. Keep the independent authors alive. They're telling their stories to us, and they're keeping the world going, to me. I mean, we have to have our indies, just like we have to have indie bookstores. It's all equated together. We all work together.
Right.
So I appreciate you coming out. You said you book and when you go on trips. That's wonderful.
Yes.
So again, tell people how they can get a hold of you. Want to mention your website again, and any final words you want to say before we release you to the universe?
Okay. Well, of course, you can purchase my music on Amazon.
Music?
You can purchase my book on Amazon. It's on Amazon. It's on Barnes and Nobles. You can go to my web. If you want a signed copy, I suggest that you go to my website and go to www.kevinbedwards.com and send me a message, and I will sign a copy of the book and mail it out to you. And what I want to say, I think all children in the summer need this book, because kids go through areas of their lives that they fear.
Right.
They experience fear. And so they need to hear it from my story, how I overcame fear.
Right.
And to help them in their life.
And that's a good subject to think about during the summer months, because they're away from their main friends.
Right.
It's a fear of going to camp.
Right.
It's a fear of, some kids go through musical lessons and
Right.
different activities where they have to walk into an environment where it's different people. It's a little scary these days. We're still dealing in the pandemic era.
Right.
A lot of people are not tapping into their talent now because they're trying to survive. So this book is going to help younger kids and parents realize that it's time to get back into that talent. Tap into and turn onto your talent, and it's a gift to be able to sing. It's definitely a gift.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate you sharing your book with us. We appreciate you being inside of our Parents Guide to Children's Books Summer Spring Edition 2022. We hope this goes down in history. We hope that this catalog is spread across the world. Thank God for technology where you can sell your book anywhere in the world.
Yes.
And we are definitely going to push this information out for you guys and get it in the hands of some school systems, and it'll advertise and promote through July 31st. So I think it's going to make a difference.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So we just absolutely love your book. I'm going to show the audience your book again. One more time. Kevin Turns Fear into Feet. Look at it. How can you resist opening up this book? Your little face on here. He even like to sing a little bit, so that's motivating.
Right.
We appreciate you. We appreciate what you're
Thank
doing.
you.
Doing what you're doing. What's the future hold, real quick? What's the future hold for you?
Well, like I said, I'm releasing the next book probably by the end of the summer. The illustrator's working on it right now. And he said, I gave him till maybe June to be finished with illustrations. So I'm thinking probably the end of the summer, maybe July, I will release the next book.
Well, we will definitely keep up with you, sir.
All right.
We appreciate you coming on and being a part of How Do You Book theme for the Children's Book Week in partnership with everychildareader.net. Thank you. Have a great evening, and we will chat soon.
All right.
All right. Peace. All right. So this is so wonderful meeting these authors, man, and them sharing their gift with us, their talent with us, their books with us. And I hope parents, you are watching. If you didn't get to watch the live show, this actual video will be inside the catalog on the electronic device. So you can watch it at any time. Sometimes schedules don't meet each other. We can't get it together here, but you will be able to look at this particular interview's virtual author talk from the catalog effective tonight. Okay, so we hope that you read over it, look at it again, and shop with some of these authors. All right, so let's bring the next and our last guest, Karen Phillips, to the stage. I should have a drum roll. Let me see if I can bring some music in. Kelly, the Mister, Karen, yes, hello. Have a phone.
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
Hi, Karen. How's it going, sir?
Fine, how you doing today?
Let me turn the music down a little.
All right.
Kind of cool, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice smooth move right there.
Oh, so happy Children's Book Week to you.
Yeah, same to you.
Thank you. How's it going?
It's going well, going well.
I see you moving and shaking around the world out here doing some great things with books and indie authors. That's awesome.
Ma'am.
Spread the
Yes,
love, help out with the work. You know,
Yes,
it can
ma'am.
be done anywhere. We need to develop these initiatives all across the country. When I saw that I'm like, that's what's up. That's what's
Yes.
up. You hosted
Yes,
a book fair recently, right?
Well, it wasn't my book fair. It was a good friend of mine, Mr. Roy Wyatt. He held the first annual African American Book Festival here in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, that is so wonderful.
Yeah.
I remember when we did our first year, right?
Yeah.
Northwest Activity Center, a huge community center on the west side of Detroit, right in the inner city.
Okay.
I expected about 100 people. You know, I'm still running around. We got our volunteers there. This room is huge. We got 80. We had 60 authors there. 60
Wow.
authors showcased, right? So I'm thinking, okay, about 100 people maybe. That first hour, 2,500 people came to that event.
Wow.
I kid you not. It was so overwhelming. I didn't know if there was a demand for it. And that's when I learned. That's why we're now going to our 7th year, because there is a demand for it. And Black folk do want to be connected to books. They just don't have access to them. And that particular day proved it. We had a live broadcast on 9:10 a.m. What's his name? He hung around King. Oh gosh, what's his name? Oh God, I can't get it off my head. He came through. Oh gosh, I can see his face. Jesse Jackson.
Okay.
Jesse Jackson walked through the event. It was amazing. So I commend you guys for doing that out there in that part of the country. That is awesome. Well, let's talk about what you're doing. Let's bring up your page and you tell us who you are and what you're doing with this financial principle thing for the high schoolers. This is awesome. This is so needed. Oh my gosh. Tell us about it.
Yes, ma'am. This is my first book. It's called Malik's First Job, Financial Principles for Teens. The way I came to write this book was several years ago. I was doing some workshops at the local library here in Richmond, Virginia, but I was using some other people's books.
Okay.
I was using The Richest Man in Babylon and a few others, and I found that the kids had a hard time connecting with the content because they couldn't connect with the characters in the book.
Right.
So that's when I got the idea of, I want to get this information out to the young people. So why not write a book that kind of caters to their interest, right? So I decided to sit down and write the book and put the financial principles in it and make the characters relatable. Like it's about a young man going on his first job interview in Brownsville, Brooklyn, at a local sneaker store. And I know a lot of our young people are into sneakers and fashion and stuff like that. So I know they will be easily connecting with that. And again, it makes it easier for us to get the content to the audience.
Gotcha. So this story is set in Brownsville section of Brooklyn, New York. Fast-paced environment, right?
Yes, ma'am. That's where I'm from. I'm from Brooklyn.
Oh, you're from Brooklyn. Okay, Brooklyn's in the house. Wonderful. So are you a financial advisor, or because this is a really specialized industry and everybody is not very savvy when it comes to finances. Even adults can probably read this book and learn something from it. I'm just saying, especially if it's designed for a teenager. So,
it's funny. I was going to say, it's funny that a lot of parents who bought the book for their children said that they took the time to read it themselves and they got a lot of information from it as well. Because the time when we were growing up, financial literacy wasn't emphasized
at all.
It is today.
At all. So, especially in a format where you have an African American presented on the front of it. You definitely didn't see any books like that. So this is a new wave of learning, because the Black household, and I'm not discrediting us, but we lack that, like you said, because we didn't have it as part of our education. So I remember being 18, 19 years old, and I remember being approached by Prudential and all these different we're financial planners. And I'm like, okay, what am I playing? I got a little small check here, but just learning about the money market, the 401ks, putting the money up for retirement, just having a savings and learning how to budget. I think those are important components. And I think every ninth grader should, I think at the ninth grade level, this should be a requirement that they learn how to do a budget, how to, how they earn their money when they're getting a paycheck, the hourly rate times the number of hours and all those little small intricate details. Right. Is that in the book? So how does it, when they open it up, what do they see? Is it a storyline or?
It's a storyline. So again, after, Malik, goes to his job interview, he then sits down with his father, and his father shares with him several key principles on how to manage his finances. So it's, it's not like a structured financial literacy book. It's in a story form, like in a parable form. That way, it's more enjoyable for the kids to read. And to follow along in the story.
They won't lose interest, right? So,
that's right.
Any illustrations in the book? Any pictures in there, or?
It's a couple. It's about 2 or 3 illustrations in there to kind of highlight some of the key principles that I speak of within the book.
Right.
Yeah.
So what? Okay, so you said you are in the finance industry.
No, I'm not. I'm a financial literacy advocate. I'm not like a licensed financial planner.
Okay.
I'm just a person who's into, teaching financial
literacy.
And
get your stuff together financially. Pretty much, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's wonderful. So when did you publish Malik's first job? When did it come out?
It came out January of 2021 is when I released it.
So it's over a little bit over a year old as well. And is it doing well? Is people perceiving it like it's like you thought, or?
Yes, like I said, I got like a lot of great feedback. Like I said, parents who purchased it say, that their kids enjoyed it because it's not boring. It's not a boring book.
Right.
Because again, it's the way it's written, and being the fact that I know the audience I'm trying to reach, like the language in it is not, there's some slang in the book. I know kids speak with slang and they can understand the jargon, if you want to say, within the book, and they can follow along, a whole lot better than just have it being structured a certain way. Because again, we have that professional voice that we talk when we are in a job interview. Then we have the way we talk when we out with our friends, right? So the way the book is written is as if when the child's out with his friends talking, and still getting that same information.
So without telling too much about the book, does he go on a job interview as well? Is that part of the storyline as well?
Yes, ma'am. And there's tips in there in the book as well on how to conduct yourself during a job interview as well.
Okay, I see it. So chapter 1, create a source of income. Chapter 2, pay yourself first. I like that. Is that 10? Was that 10% supposed to be?
At least 10%.
Chapter 3, discipline your spending. Chapter 4, invest a portion of your savings. Chapter 5, seek wisdom from professional experts. Chapter 6, know the difference between what?
Asset and liability.
Oh, some good stuff here. Chapter 7, create multiple income sources. Now, that's something that these kids want. Not the millennials, younger than that, Generation Z.
Right.
They want multiple sources of income.
Right.
They don't want to go to work 9 to 5 anymore. Right. They want the entrepreneurs. Are you paying attention to the trends with these teenagers?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I also have a nonprofit where we do an annual children's business fair here in Richmond as well. So we have young people between the ages of 5 and 17 who come out and promote their businesses at a business expo. And it's all young people.
That's what I was getting to. I know you do multiple things.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
also have a podcast, correct?
Yes. That's the Malik's First Job podcast, where we focus on leadership, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy for parents and teens.
Awesome. You're doing a lot out there in Virginia.
Yeah, to try and do my part.
That's wonderful. So I'm going to show the book again on the front cover. This, everyone who's just tuning in, we are hosting Detroit Book City's virtual author talk featuring children's book authors across the country. They're all independent publishers, or authors, I should say, and they all are featured in our Parent Guide to Children's Books, Spring Summer Edition 2022. This event is part of the partnership with everychildareader.net And of course, this is Children's Book Week. So we're here highlighting some of the authors that's inside of the catalog. They're selling some great books, and they are recommending and suggesting that you buy these for your youngsters in your life over this, to help them over the summer months as they connected to education and information that's going to make them a better person overall. We're talking to Curran Phillips. He is currently a Virginia native, not Virginia native, but resident. And he's talking about his book called Malik's First Job, Principles for Teens. It looked like the book is $10.99, correct?
Correct.
It has 67 pages, and it's a book of great resources for teens and young adults who want to get a good foundation on key elements of money management. How important is that? So Malik, so the storyline, Malik is going on his first job interview at a local sneaker store owned by a business owner from the community. Malik soon realizes that he needs some guidance on how to manage his money. He sits down with his dad, who provides him with tips he can use to become more financially responsible. This is a great gift for high school students, and especially high school seniors, I would say. You know, especially the seniors right now, because I have a daughter just graduated in 2021. And yep, she's working with her sister now at a salon. She got accepted to Eastern Michigan University, but she didn't like the college structure. That wasn't for her. So now she's back home, and she's working under the leadership of my oldest daughter, who is a top hair salon owner, one of the tops in Michigan. You look her up, she probably got about 20,000 followers, but she's working up under her leadership now. And her husband is a Harvard grad. So we talk about finances right now. You know, we talking about, she had in her, during the pandemic, they had the online courses, and she had a course about finances. I made her take that course. I thought it was just so important, because at 18, I was kind of confused a little bit. I mean, I had my little Long John Silver's job, and I went to, trade school, but I didn't know what to do with my money. So we have those discussions today. So I look like I'm gonna have to get that copy of that book, because she's still in that generation where she needs to, because I always tell her, pay herself first. I said, just put your 10 to 15% to the side. I like that she's kind of disciplined right now, because I tested her yesterday. I took her to the Ulta hair beauty shop. Ulta beauty supply store.
Right.
And she was so particular about because she got her second check now. So now that was my money, we were buying something.
Oh yeah.
And she didn't end up putting something on the counter with my money. I'm like, hey, you got your own check now. She still threw something on my side. I'm just, she's 18. Yeah. But that book I'm going to have to buy from you, because I think it's important for her to flip through some of those pages just to kind of get an idea on how to manage her money.
Yes, ma'am.
Give me 3 tips on how you suggest an 18-year-old working for either Uber or not Uber, what they doing now, DoorDash now, they're doing Target. What should they be doing? Like three most important top things they should be doing with their money when they bring home their little $300 something, $400 check.
I think the first thing that we mentioned earlier, paying yourself first, take a portion of what you earn and set it to the side. Let it save it for that rainy day, because things happen, life happens.
Right.
That's the one thing. Secondly, I would say learn how to budget. See how much money you have coming in, and then see how much you have going out. Especially if you're door dashing and Ubering, there's like gas expenses and stuff like that you have to keep track of, right? To make sure that what you're doing is profitable. So not only would you have to keep a budget of your personal finances, but as well as the business stuff as well. Right? Uber is like a business,
right?
The third thing that people don't really talk about that's very important is to is be charitable.
Charitable.
Be charitable. The law of reciprocity. Be willing to give to others. Because what you give to others is what you'll get back in return, and it's not always financial. You may want to donate your time to someone, or don't volunteer your time to someone, or help someone else, and you'll see that energy come back to you in different ways. So that's very important.
Those are 3 really good points. That's really good information. So if you're just tuning in, we are talking to Curran S. Phillip. He is the author of Malik's First Job, Financial Principles for Teens. So if you have a high school student, I say 9th grade, I say 10th grade, ninth grade, get them involved in the financial aspect of their lives, especially if they're starting to work for like Walmart or Target or Kroger. They need to have some type of direction on what to do with their book. With their money. And this is a great book to give as a gift if you know somebody of that age. Give it as a gift. Every young person needs to have some type of financial direction. I think that's so important, because if you don't learn the financial principles early on, it's going to have a negative impact on you later, unless somebody step in, or unless you just decide that I'm going to start paying attention to this part of my life. It can slip by so quick.
Yes,
people don't realize it. They just overspend and, don't know how to budget. And, I think you have a fabulous book. What's in the future for you? What's next?
What's next? Well, I'm currently working on the next book. I hope to have it out by the summer. It's still going to feature Malik. This is the whole series.
Okay, it's a series. Wonderful.
It'll be a series. You'll continue to see Malik grow and learn different lessons. So again, that one I hope to have done by the beginning of the summer.
So is it also going to be financial, or will it be another topic they need to work on?
Well, I know eventually there'll be other topics, but I think I'm going to stick on the financial aspect on this next book. But I'm going to get into like leadership and also entrepreneurship as well.
Oh, definitely entrepreneurship. Because you said you host the expos for the high school or the young people.
Yes,
that is wonderful. You do all this out in Virginia?
Yes, ma'am.
That is wonderful. Congratulations on your book. This is your debut book too, right?
Yes, the first one.
First one. Well, we had you in Detroit.
I was there for Christmas during the holidays.
Yeah, the holiday book fair, and you got your big old interview, and you did so well on there, dude. I'm so glad that you came out and you were able to participate in our activities. Stay with us, because we're a bookstore. We're not going anywhere. We're gonna grow. We don't look at anybody as competition. Our goal is to connect people to literacy. Right. And we have friendships with other independent bookstores. We kind of work together. It's all together, Oh
yeah, definitely has to be.
And then with the independent authors, like I mentioned earlier, we work with the independent authors before we even open the store. So we'd never leave you guys out of the component. Indie store, indie author, right?
Thank you for your support, because we definitely need it.
Yes, I agree. And we look forward to you, the Malik series. We're looking for Malik. I love the name. It resonates. It connects with our community. And that's, just seeing a young man like that on the front cover. Let's put the cover back up again. This will entice people to read. You got the red bow tie, a nice suit on. Who's the illustrator? I love it.
Well, it's funny. The illustrator is a librarian here in Richmond.
Oh.
When I first started doing workshops here in the Richmond area, she was the one who opened the doors for me to start doing workshops. And initially, I didn't know that she was an illustrator until like later on. And I felt it was like, being the fact that she opened the door for me at that time, I wanted to give back to her and give her the opportunity to illustrate my book. So
this is 360. So awesome. So if you're just tuning in or you're still watching, please get the catalog, guys. Go to DetroitBookCity.com. Right on the front page of our website, you are able to connect and click on the catalog. You can download the catalog to your phone as an app, so you can keep up with us as we continuously add content every week. You can also open it up as a PDF and print it, or you can share it to friends and family and some educators, librarians, and mentors out there that work with young people. Feel free to push this around. We are here to expose local indie authors, to let the world know that they exist, and keep it alive with the bookstores. The indie bookstores, like I said, go well with the indie authors. We have to keep ourselves alive. And we appreciate you coming out to your room behind you. And I'm so silly.
Yeah, you said that the wall too.
There's wall. There's the red wall. Are there any? How do you book, Karen? How do you book?
I book everywhere. I have a room in my house which is like a reading room. We have like plants and stuff in there, and there's a whole setting for like peace and tranquility. And that's the room that we normally sit in and read. I also do audiobooks when I'm out driving around running errands.
I like audiobooks too. Yeah.
I normally have my Audible app plugged into my radio, and I'm listening in on something.
Well, that's just totally awesome. We are so glad you were able to participate in the virtual author talk. And I wanted to say something, my mind just slipped me. Something about summer book. This book as a summer. Why should parents add your book to their summer collection? Why should this book be a part of their summer?
Well, you see, if you look on the news now, a lot of states are starting to implement financial literacy as part of the curriculum in high schools, right? So if your child's in high school and they're in one of the states that where financial literacy is being mandated as part of the curriculum, then you would want to get a book to help supplement the material that the student's going to be learning in class. Let's say if a student's going to be taking a class in the fall, they can read the book over the summer and then get a head start on the information they'll get, when they start school in the fall. If you're in one of the states that does not offer a financial literacy curriculum, then you can purchase the book to make sure that you kind of start the conversation with your children to kind of talk about finance and, how to discipline themselves and how to budget and stuff like that. The key is just to start the conversation, right? That way they can start getting the information early and be successful adults as they get older.
And it's also good for summer camp. If you got some high school groups that meet up in the summertime and you're a mentor and you want to help them become more savvy at finances, this is a great book to have. Malik's First Job. Let this be your conversation, guys. So I'm talking to Cap. Go ahead.
Pardon me. I was going to say, let me also add that on the website, maliksfirstjob.com, there's also a free teacher's guide for educators, right, who want to purchase the book as a resource. They can download the teacher's guide to help have lead discussions about the chapters within the book as well. And again, that's a free download.
That's good to know. So did you hear that, leaders, community leaders and camp leaders? He has the educational, he has a teacher guide, the educational guide to help direct the dialogue and the conversations and the movements of reading Malik's First Job. Let's show the book again on the screen. All right, that's that book. That's a very, very nice cover. You tell that illustrator he did a great job. And I know she did a great job, and that's going to really connect young people to it because they see an image of themselves on the front cover. Exactly. Finances is the key to life. You have to have that in order. It's so important. It's a part of life. The earlier they learn, the better they are with it. Correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Peace and love. Thank you for coming out and being a part of How Do You Book? Children's
Thank you for inviting me.
Children's Book Week in partnership with everychildareader.net in Detroit Book City. Take care. Thanks for coming. We hope to see you in person soon.
Yes, ma'am. Take care.
All right. See ya.
All right.
Okay. So you guys, what a great evening this has been. I appreciate you guys tuning in and learning more about these fantastic authors across the country. They're all local independent authors writing their own books, writing their own narrative, educating and entertaining and informing kids of all backgrounds about books that they should be reading in the summertime. Let's see if I can pull up on the screen these are all the people that we featured tonight. We had Naomi Dunson White. We had Raquel and Lorenz Tolson. We had Aisha La Violette, Kevin Edwards, and Curran Phillips. So please go to DetroitBookCity.com and click on the catalog on the front page of our website and browse it, read it, shop, get the kids involved in some of the activities in there. Every week we're going to add new books for Detroit Best Books or the best books to read over the summer. We're going to add more books to it. So please download it as an app on your phone. I'm sure you'll get a notification when we add things so you can open it up and share with other parents and other educators and librarians and mentors and caregivers, people who work with the children. We appreciate you doing whatever you can to help us get this book across the world if we can, so people can buy the books from the independent authors and support them during Children's Book Week. It's been a pleasure as always. I think the last time we did a live was back in, was it the African American or the Family Book Fair 2019 or 2020? So it's been a while since we've been here. We are, of course, on a new platform. We no longer work with Zoom. We work with StreamYard, which allows us to host these platforms live on Facebook and YouTube. So we're excited to have this platform to work with, to do our lives. We thank the everychildareader.net for hosting Children's Book Week. If you are in the area this week, please stop by Detroit Book City. We're located at 27260 Southfield Road. We're 2 blocks north of I-696 in Lathrop Village. And we have a ton of books here for you. Please come out and shop children's books this week. We have some free backpacks when you come. We have Detroit popcorn that's free. We have suckers for the kids. Bring them out, let them choose and pick their own books. We have a lot of new books in stock for kindergarten through 3rd grade because we know at that 3rd grade level, they should be up to par. So we have a whole bunch of new books in stock this month. So come out Saturday and actually come out Friday if you can, because we're going to be celebrating Floyd Cooper Day. This is the first day that they made it a annual holiday or annual celebration, I should say. If you are not familiar with him, I thought I had him on the screen here, but I guess I don't. But he's an author and illustrator who's been around a very, very long time, worked with people like Nikki Grimes, and he's illustrated tons of books. The Juneteenth book, The Black of the Berry. He did a book called Brick by Brick, Ruth and the Green Book, A Day to Remember, Back of the Bus. I mean, just tons of books with beautiful art illustration and content that talks about the Black culture for children. They're very educational. They're very graphically designed, colorful, and the content in it is very educational about, like I said, Black life. So I would. It's Friday, and we are participating in a contest. We have a wall over here, which I can't show you, but we're decorating a space for him, and we're going to participate. So wish us luck with that, and also pay attention to Get Caught Reading Month. May is Get Caught Reading Month, so we're going to be doing a contest on who has the best picture by getting caught reading their favorite book. So pay attention. That's coming up soon. We're looking for contestants to participate in the best Get Caught Reading Month photo. Okay, and the prize will be $100 worth of books. So pay attention to that. That's coming up very soon this week. So I'm going to let you guys go this evening. Thank you for tuning in. As usual, I'm Janice Haynes. I'm the owner of Detroit Book City. And peace and love. And keep reading. How do you book? How do you book? All right, guys. Take care and have a blessed evening.